Five Claw, over here. Tarn wants to speak to you. I assume you recovered the master key? Oh, fragrant, my friend. I have waited a long time to return to the palace. My home. Tarn will describe the plan to you. I need a moment to collect my thoughts. Do you doubt my claim, Five Claw? No, no. Sometimes I find it hard to believe as well. I was barely 13 when the soldiers attacked. My father, King Hemakar, thought the new emperor had sent troops to bolster our defenses. He was wrong. Not just Rimmon. All of Anequina. The usurper queen hired an army and conquered our land to assuage her pride, her greed. She wanted to be a queen, so she killed my parents and subjugated my people. With your help, that ends today. My father's bodyguard, the King's Claw, escorted me to an adeptorium. I insisted on visiting the Grand Adept of the Desert Wind, and my father acquiesced. We were there when Euraxia attacked. Later, he took me to Gareshri. I never saw him again.
This city, Rimmon, I believe I visited this place long ago. It was newer then, not quite as large, and there were definitely fewer Euraxians. I'm almost certain about that. It seems that before I became the emaciated epitome of perfection standing before you, I was the miscreant the world knew as Cadwell the Betrayer. My recollections of that time are all jumbled up like pieces of broken pottery in a burlap sack. I've been wondering about that myself. Was it the transition from life to death? When I turned into a soul shriver, perhaps the centuries I spent wandering around scenic Cold Harbor? Who can tell? I'm just glad that I'm no longer a monumental ass. I've seen things that would curdle the cream in your cabbage pie. My original head is a menace, and that necromancer, Zumog Foom, he's even worse. They collected a pile of body parts. I think they're me, or the old me. It's all quite confusing. Wouldn't miss it for all the shackles in Cold Harbor. I live for this kind of adventure. Besides, I want to make sure they don't get around to reassembling my old body. One of me is quite enough. Two is definitely out of the question.
This one feels the weight of responsibility. It bears down like a boot upon my tail. Zamorak says many things. This one's words jump out of their own accord like fish leaping from a stream. Pay them no mind. We have much to do, Walker. Now is not the time to dredge up events that happened long ago. You asked Zamorak about his exile and why he returned. This one supposes he needs to tell someone, so it might as well be you, Walker. Zamorak was once more than just a humble adept. He was plucked from his studies and forged into a king's claw. Zamorak set aside his studies to protect the king and the royal family. But Zamorak failed. In the end, this one could save only Kamira. After that, I exiled myself and dedicated my life to peaceful contemplation. Zamorak dreamed that Elsweyr was in danger, that Joan and Jode wanted me to return, to face my failure and help Kamira take back her throne. That is what Zamorak thinks. That is what Zamorak will do. But do not tell Kamira. Not yet.
I may not have figured out Chimera's true identity, but things have been hectic since I met her. Zamorak, though, he was easier to surmise. I recognized the bearing of the king's claw the moment I saw him. Did you find us a way into the palace? The crypts. So that means another delightful trek through the sewers. The overwhelming stench of excrement still lingers from our last visit. Ah, well. I have another task for you to deal with first, however. The siege weapons aim down into the city. We need to disable them before Euraxia realizes she's under attack, or she'll destroy Rimmon just to spite us. Meet Nalado and destroy 2 of the installations. Chimera will take care of the 3rd. Just thinking out loud, a habit I acquired during my time in the archives at White Gold Tower. Zamorak once served as a royal protector. From his bearing and the way he hovers near Chimera, he had to be one of the king's claws. It's quite obvious. Captain Nalado's waiting for you near the siege weapons. Work with her to put them out of commission. Once we see the weapons go up in flames, we'll head out and rendezvous with you at the sewer entrance. I'm counting on it. After you and Nalado destroy the first 2 platforms and Chimera deals with the 3rd, Euraxia will order her troops into the streets to defend the city. That will mean fewer soldiers inside the palace to hamper our assault. Zamorak, Cadwell, and I will make our way to the sewers and deal with any Euraxians stationed there. Can't have them raise an alarm and alert my half-sister to our true intentions. Are you insinuating that my contributions are lacking? Very clever. At least you waited to throw that in my face. As you well know, it was never my intention to loose the dragons on Elsweyr. I wasn't even aware of their presence in the halls of Colossus. Despite your jibe, I will fix this. Count on it. The good captain waits near the palace. She went on ahead to scout the area and determine what opposition you might encounter at the siege weapon platforms. I appreciate that level of planning, especially since it's rare to see among the Khajiit. Someone needs to remain behind and organize what remains of the militia. The Speaker of the Main is best suited to the task. Besides, if we fail, though we won't, someone needs to respond when Euraxia unleashes death and destruction upon the city.
Land of sweet treats and sweeter meats. Rachin even kissed a mermaid on its moonlit shores. Or perhaps it was just a very shapely fish.
I'll get to the far bastion. Best we don't travel together.
This city, Rimmon, I believe I've...
Come witness the miracle at Sunspire. Blessed are we, The first cat has returned to his people.
Shore's bones. Rigert knew he should have brought more mead. Hello. Rigert was just asking this merchant which mound of colored powder he should eat first. Rigert says red. Merchant says please go away. We find ourselves as stalemates. But Rigert has bigger problems than what to eat for lunch. As soon as Rigert returned home from successful diplomatic endeavoring, the Skald King sent him to Elsweyr with gifts for the cats. Rigert is always given the most important, most faraway missions. Problem is, Rigert lost the gifts. So many ways. First, a courier brought Rigert's package to Riverhold instead of Rimmen. Then, as our ship was boarding, a werebear attacked and stole honey needed for my special sweetbread. Last and not least, Rigert's famous minstrels are missing. Thank you, friend. Retrieve Rigert's package from Thedara in Riverhold Marketplace and meet me after in the Stitches. Rigert's diplomacy waits for no man, or woman, or cat. But be careful. Sweaty threats fill Elsweyr's deserts. The finest coats in all of Skyrim. A gift for Canon Reeve Jusdo to make peace between the Nords and Khajiit. Rigert would already have them if his courier wasn't completely incontinent. The package was delivered to Thedara in Riverhold Marketplace. It's impossible to find Windhelm-worthy honey in Elsweyr. But this cat merchant says honey flowers from Merryvale Moon sugar farms will work for baking sweetbread. Rigert's cooking is sure to make peace between the Nords and Khajiit. Rigert hired Skyrim's best band, the Screaming Mammoths, to play for Lady Issa. She has great influence with the cats, so Rigert needs to gain her favors to clinch peace between our peoples. Last Rigert heard, the band was at Valenwood Gate.
These dragons were better off locked away. If the Arkaviri could best them, then what chance do they have against the might of the Aldmeri Dominion? Emmerich and the Skald King quake at our approach. These beasts will learn to do the same.
I didn't always live here, you know. Before the anchors started falling in Cyrodiil, I was a man of means. Respected. Envied. Now I'm just a mark for these bloody Rimmenites. Take my advice and get out of here while you can.
5 claw. Good, good. We have work to do. Are you ready to disable the siege weapons and wreak some more havoc? The soldier guarding the gate to the south weapons platform appears bored. This one plans to give her something to get excited about. When she leaves her post, slip through the gate and set fire to the siege weapons. Be quick, 5 claw. At the gate, yes. This one observed a few more soldiers on the platform, but not many. The usurper queen feels secure in Rimmon. We're about to change that. After this one deals with the soldier, I will move on to the north platform. Meet me there.
Watch as Nalado becomes a sleek Uraxian soldier. Oh, how do they see with this thing on? Larashi has been spotted in the market. Hurry!
Finally, some action!
Nalado will deal with the soldier. Ugh, this one can't wait to get out of this dungy armor. The south platform is under attack.
Stupid cats! Wait, I better warn my lieutenant first.
Go. Destroy the siege weapons. Nalado will clean up this mess.
This way! We should be able to watch Queen Carmira destroy the far platform from over here. She did it! Now let's meet the others at the sewer entrance.
Here come the others now.
There are too many of us. We need to split up.
I will go with Tarn. Captain Nalado can lead the others.
Barely queen for a day, and already she's giving orders.
Zamorak does not like the idea of Queen Camira going off alone with just Abner Tharn to protect her.
A queen should not rush into danger. It is unseemly. This one should be at her side to keep her safe. Nalado will follow orders, though. We must make our way through the crypts and into the palace before Camira gets into too much trouble, yes? Camira is queen now, so this one must do as she says. There are dangers ahead, regardless of whether we stick together or not. But we have a better chance of reaching the usurper queen if we approach from multiple directions. Yes, And if anything happens to our new queen, this one will have Tharn's head on a platter. We waste too much time, Five Claw. Are you ready to enter the sewers and find the door to the crypts?
I'll scout ahead. Tally-ho!
Everyone, unsheathe your claws.
There is the door to the crypts. Let us see if the master key still works.
Nalado will guard the rear. You go ahead and find a way into the palace.
This one hasn't hit these crypts in a long, long time. When Zamorak served as the King's Claw, he regularly patrolled these old passages. Whoever defends Euraxia doesn't appear to be quite as vigilant. Wait, there is a scent. Undead. Be careful, Five Claw. We need to find a way into the palace, and quickly. Wait. This is the royal crypt, but it has been disturbed. They took his body. They desecrated the king's grave. And from the looks of it, the queen's and Kamira's siblings as well. Zamorak has no clue. This royal crypt was prepared when King Hemakar ascended to the throne and married Queen Numara. Why inter the bodies and then dig them up 6 years later? Dark moons. This one hopes that is not the case. To even think such a thing makes Zamorak's fur stand on end. We should hurry and find Kamira. Find the queen. We need to find a way into the palace, and quickly.
Euraxia not only murdered our king and queen, she desecrated their graves! She's a monster!
That's far enough. Queen Euraxia doesn't want to be disturbed.
The Chapel of the Guiding Moons is just ahead. It's the necromancer, Zumag Foom. They locked us in.
Queen Euraxia will be delighted to hear that we have guests.
Oh, look, more cats. I do adore flaying and then roasting the nasty creatures.
If you'll excuse us, we have another member of your party to deal with.
I'm of two minds. I want to watch your cadavers tear these cheeky mudcrabs apart, but I also want to deal with my inferior duplicate. What to do, what to do.
Leave the door to Zamarak. This one will make an exit.
More undead!
Go! Zamarak will guard your backs.
Go left while this one goes right. We will meet in the royal chambers.
Help! They're going to destroy me!
Destroy you? No, we're simply correcting a mistake of nature.
We will transfer your duplicate's animus into you. But our time with Queen Euraxia has reached its end. Come along.
Please, not like this. Try smashing these glass baubles. Well, that wasn't pleasant. You go on. I'll be along in a snap. Can you believe the audacity trying to absorb my essence? Really? I'm not quite sure of the particulars. You'd be surprised how little of the necromantic arts I managed to pick up, even after all that time in Cold Harbor. Anyway, I think that vile head wanted, well, me, I suppose. From what I've heard, she really is a terrible ruler. And did you know she's Abner's sister? Family, am I right? The necromancer told the head that it was time to make a deal with a more powerful master, whatever that means. I'm feeling a bit deflated, really. Probably wouldn't be worth a dented soup spoon in a fight right now. Need a bit of a lie down. Maybe two. You go ahead. The royal chambers are right up the stairs. I'll join you as soon as I can.
There. Make haste. Euraxia is in the palace courtyard with Mulamnir. Be cautious. We need to know what Euraxia and the dragon are planning before we attack.
The Moon Gate lies to the southwest. Zumag Foom has the key. Now, about my request.
The necromancers have already agreed to serve Calgrontid. You no longer interest us, Euraxia Tharn.
How dare you! We had a deal! What's this now? My incompetent half-brother and... Aha! The lost princess returns. Nalado! Here. Your parents have missed you so, princess.
Mother! No!
I never liked you, Abner. Now do me a favor and just die!
I'll take down that shield. You deal with the undead. The shield is down.
I'll destroy you all! The runes of oblivion shield me! Essence of oblivion, heed my call!
Come on, Nalado, later. I need to see the throne.
Once this all began, I knew Euraxia would need to be dealt with. But sending Chimera's murdered parents against us... Death was too easy an end for my half-sister. I'm concerned that the dragons continue to work with the necromancers, though. Half-sister. And do I really seem like the sentimental type to you? Euraxia may be gone, but Mulamnir mentioned his leader, Calgrontide. He said the necromancers were helping them, and Euraxia said something about a moon gate to the southwest. Perhaps. The next queen of Anequina said there's no time to mourn the dead, but I worry what happened here could affect her judgment. Let's get to the throne room and try to figure out why the dragons need necromancers and a moon gate.
We will deal with the fallen later. I fear more pressing matters must concern us now. May the dark take Euraxia! She sent my own parents against us, and killed the brave and honorable Nalado! But we have no time to mourn. We must determine what the dragons seek at the ancient moon gate. Do not presume to tell me how I should feel. I am the queen now, and I do not have the luxury or the time to grieve. Fiveclaw, those were not my parents. They were animated husks, nothing more. And I will remember Nalado's sacrifice after we finish saving Elsweyr from the dragons. You are still with me in this, Fiveclaw. You and Abner Thorn both. We ended one threat, but two more remain. I will go on without you, but I would rather have you at my side for what is to come. The war is far from over. Even a queen needs to consult with such learned personages as Garresh Rhee and Abner Thorn every now and then. Take this in recognition of your efforts on our behalf, Fiveclaw. Then talk to Garresh Rhee. I need to think. This throne. For too long, a tyrant has sat upon it. But now...
The men must recognize you as the heir of Anequina. But the people already cheer your name.
finally! This palace is a labyrinth. Did I miss anything? Zumog Foom has been collecting my original body parts. He tried to steal my essence and stick it back in my old noggin. I think he's trying to put me back together. Well, not me, the other me, the betrayer. Must I? Oh, very well. My memories are rather muddled, but it seems that in life I was rather a distasteful chap. I was a knight, a champion. I helped people, mostly, but mostly I helped myself. Truth be told, I was a right and utter bastard. I had a friend, I think, another hero of the age, one of these lovely cat people, went by the name of Kunzai Ri. I helped him do something or other. Then, when he least expected it, I stabbed him in the back. Literally. That's another of those blank spaces in my memory. I have no idea why the vile person I used to be would commit such a dastardly deed. You know, once we find my head, we need to ask it about that, right before we toss it into a roaring fire.
A word, Five Claw.
Queen Kamira went through a difficult trial just now, but she will be stronger because of it. Thank you for standing beside her, Five Claw. Now Zamarak will tell Kamira the truth. How this one served as the king's claw and kept her safe during Euraxia's coup. If she accepts, I will take the same position in her court. If not, this one will guard her anyway, just from a distance.
Kamira's parents would be proud of how she has stepped forward in these dark times. Moons, I am proud of her. While Kamira gathers her thoughts, the rest of us have work to do. Tell me, what happened in the palace? You bring news both welcome and grim. But we can neither celebrate a victory nor mourn the good captain until later, I fear. We need to determine why the dragons are willing to associate with wielders of dark magic. Could they be interested in the moon gate of Anequina? It lies in that direction. I wonder if this pertains to Euraxia's final order. A soldier mentioned it after we captured her, but she refused to elaborate. Maybe you can help Tharn find out more. Even now, Abnor Tharn searches through the documents in the royal study, seeking information concerning this final order. Despite his show of indifference, Euraxia was his half-sister. Her death is bound to affect him. I suggest that you tread warily. Worried? No. That would imply I had any feelings toward the man whatsoever. I'd say I'm more concerned that his nonchalant attitude toward his sister's death might be hiding his true emotions. I trust that he's here to help, but he's still a Tharn.
Go, my friend. Help Abner Tarn determine the significance of Euraxia's final order. He searches the royal study. I must consult with Gareshri about Rimen's defenses. I dreamed about reclaiming my father's throne for so long. But now... Because... Ah, damn it, Five Claw. I need a moment to think. To let everything that just occurred sink in. Besides, it takes more than sitting on a throne to make a queen. I need to consider my next actions very carefully. Do you think I have not asked myself that very same question? Joan and Jode, we had to kill my parents again. And Captain Nalado, she died so that I could live. If I can be half as brave as she was. Oh, moons. What kind of queen thinks like this? That is kind of you to say, Five Claw. I hope my people feel the same way. No matter. My people need a queen, and here I am. Ready or not, I am the only one left to take the throne. Now, let me prepare myself for what is to come.
When you look at the world as lines on a map, it all seems so small and insignificant. I was trying to determine the meaning of this document, but so far the secret eludes me. I found a letter, but it's not complete. Looks like a scribe's dictation. I've been searching for more, but I haven't made much progress through the royal stacks. With your help, perhaps the search will go more quickly. It alludes to an order Euraxia was preparing to deliver shortly before our assault on the palace. It mentions a Captain S, the Cygnus Irregulars, and a favor for the dragons, but gives no indication as to who they are or what the favor might be. We did what had to be done. Think no more about it. If you hadn't ended Euraxia, I certainly would have. Now, look around and see if you can find anything pertaining to this unfinished letter. I'm sure it refers to Euraxia's final order. This study contains documents from when the Khajiit ruled Rimmon, as well as papers that cover the span of Euraxia's rule. So many, many papers. She was a prolific writer, I'll give her that. At least she didn't destroy her files before she died. Anything pertaining to this so-called final order. While we're looking around, let's see if we can find anything that mentions the dragons, the necromancers, or anything significant. Who knows? We might uncover something unexpectedly helpful. Control dragons? What folly. But what was that about killing the last dragon guard? Old Khajiiti legends and rumors of a last dragon guard. Intriguing. Captain Sorlinia. That must be Captain S. And the Cygnus Irregulars are Imperial troops under the command of Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor. I think you found everything I need to fill in the blanks. Let's go. The documents you uncovered allow me to make sense of this unfinished dictation. I believe I now know the contents of Euraxia's final order. Euraxia ordered Captain Sorlinia to assassinate a dragon guard in an effort to appease the dragons. Sorlinia plans to commandeer as many additional soldiers as necessary from Prefect Kalo at Sandswirl Manor and retrieve a report. Neither do I, at least not fully. The Dragon Guard were the sworn protectors of the Imperial Emperor. At least they were until they fell out of favor. Euraxia has ordered her assassins to murder what she claims to be the last Dragon Guard. Don't ask me. The Dragon Guard I knew failed to protect the potentates and were disbanded in disgrace. They claimed to have descended from legendary Akaviri dragon hunters. But that's all it was. A legend. We need to get to Sandswirl Manor. We can't take any chances. Euraxia's final order directs her assassins to murder the last Dragon Guard. If the dragons consider this threat real, we need it on our side. Meet me west of the city on the outskirts of Sandswirl Manor. Kalo is mentioned in Garesh Rhee's intelligence reports. He commands a garrison of troops in an estate seized when they conquered the region. As for Sorlinia, I've never heard of her. But an assassination squad, they're never a good thing.
Are the people of Rimmon cowards?
They're just afraid, Chimera. Remember, the dragon's still dark in the skies overhead.
But we need to replenish our forces. I fear there are more battles ahead.
You carry the weight of the kingdom, Chimera, but the crown is not yet yours.
Yes, yes. I must be recognized by the Main and Queen Eren. Which reminds me, has the Dominion sent us any aid?
A few advisors, some gold, but no troops. We are on our own.
Give me good news, Five Claw. I could use some right about now. Dragon Guard. I leave this investigation to you and Tarn. Garesh Rhee and I need to figure out how to bolster our defenses and prepare our forces. He even wants to send troops to defend the moon gate of Anequina. Unfortunately, we are only a small part of Queen Eren's domain. She sent us advisors and gold to purchase weapons and mercenaries, but her troops are committed to the Alliance war. I will convince my people to join the militia. I have to.
Chimera and I must work to win the hearts and minds of the people of Rimmon. And I still need to discover the significance of the moon gate of Anequina. Perhaps I'll send some troops to defend the place. Just in case.
This one will watch over Queen Chimera. She may not have agreed to let Zamorak resume his post as the King's Claw yet, but she will come around in time. Until then, no harm will befall the Queen. This Zamorak so swears.
I found a set of round orb-like objects sitting on a forgotten shelf here in the palace. They're the perfect shape for juggling. Turns out I'm good at juggling. Who knew? And I find it strangely soothing after all that mayhem and fisticuffs.
A foe to Queen Euraxia is no friend of mine. Off with you, before I do something I regret.
I've been in the House of Reveries for years now, but felt stagnated as of late. All I did was read the same lines, perform the same roles, see the same people. Rimmon has been an inspiring change of pace, despite my difficulties here.
The criminal mind rarely learns. Justice always comes calling. A predictable result. Oh, my fur ripples in happiness. Euraxia, the horrid usurper, is deposed. There might not be enough moon sugar and Tamriel to celebrate that.
Indeed. And an outsider stepped in to assist in that, which is a marvel. This one wishes all those involved in this change of circumstance well.
With our new queen, I hope to see great things. Though, of course, it can't happen overnight. I must remember my patience.
Patience does not agree with you on most days, but it is well to see you continue your practice. As for Elsweyr, yes, much work remains, including these dragons. This one does not envy our new queen.
It was not the High Elves who saved Rimmon. Oh no. It was a Khajiit rebellion, led by our very own royalty. Now, let us hope that our new queen keeps Elsweyr's best interest in mind, rather than the interest of Somerset.
A 100 apologies, Walker, but this show is postponed for now. If you purchase a ticket, this one will gladly refund your gold. Oh, forgive Tahara. Her worry gets the better of her. One of my menagerie's most terrifying beasts escaped from its cage. I turned my back for only a moment to speak to an onlooker, you see, and pow! The monster burst free! Oh, a vicious beast with ravening jaws and beady black eyes. The Brett and Tahara bought it from called the creature Bertel. But do not let its silly name fool you. You seem capable. If you find Bertel, I will gladly share some of my profits with you. This one is humbled by your generosity, Walker. She will see you fully compensated for the danger of this task. Of course, Tahara will answer what she can. I warn you, though, you may learn more than you'd like. Tales of Bertel can rattle your very soul. Yes, of course. It stalks on 4 clawed feet, standing as high at the shoulder as Tahara is at her waist. Its fur is blood-burnished gold, and its floppy ears dangle like curtains at the cheek, framing a muzzle filled with yellow teeth. Yes! Oh, Walker, you will never meet a more fearsome creature. To think the noble wolf bred into such a compact frame of death and horror. In the Khajiit tongue, Ta'agra, the word for dog, means death. Can you believe that? Well, no. Dog just means dog. But still, you know what Tahara is telling you.
Oh, for the love of dog trappings. All of them my new sandals, too. Damn.
Looks like someone needs to be taught a lesson.
Jalar hopes you have a good reason for interrupting his meal. You're either the best-dressed beggar I have ever seen, or this is some kind of con. What's your game, Walker? What? You want to buy this one's leftovers? That is odd, but you've got a deal. I've been wanting to try out some of the sugared jerky from the stall down the row anyway. All yours, Walker.
Tamros lost everything. His business, his home, his prospects. All because some sugar-mad fanatics chafed at an Imperial's rule. Mark me, Walker. This new government will collapse in a week.
Though the criminal mind is rarely rational, I'm sure you can comprehend the value in paying promptly. Sufficient.
My hero returns with the dread Bertel in tow. Surely the creature is under some powerful spell. Your magics astound even me. Ah, indeed you do. The Gorger of Glenumbra captured once more. Its bestial intellect swayed by the promise of grisly table scraps. Zisful, could you work with me here? It's part of the mystique. Just take your gold and act astounded, all right? The Gorger of Glenumbra returns! Feast your eyes upon his rippling musculature. The Gorger gains his appetites and feasts upon us all! Oh, thank you again for finding my dog. No easy task, wrangling a feral man-eater like Bertel. But in all seriousness, keep his gentle disposition a secret, yes? Walkers do not pay to see dopey, good-natured mongrels. What? No, of course not. Well, not at first, anyway. The Harald did not mean for Bertel to escape, but show business relies on happy accidents, yes? A savage dog loose in the city. A sleek hero to pursue it. High drama, Walker. I know it will, just as long as you keep our little secret to yourself. The truth, my friend, is that truth is boring, sour. We all need a dash of sweet excitement from time to time, yes? Yes.
Just look at these monsters. Bajan has never seen something so hideous. Aside from his mother-in-law, of course. I jest, she's not so ugly. Her temperament, though, much worse than this lot.
I'll be at this a while.
Finally, Bazdal is free to leave Rimen as he wishes. Just yesterday he ran all the way to Riverhold and back. It was most refreshing.
Filthy, sour criminals. They'll be sorry.
Greetings, Walker. Have you come seeking work? There is much to do here in Elsweyr. Much to do. All manner of work, Rook. Nisuzi offers tasks that you can tackle alone. Rahir gathers groups of warriors to face great beasts and savage warriors, and Battle Reef Tanner Lena conscripts heroes for the most dangerous task of all. Dragon hunts. Excellent. Please, speak to my associates and they'll help you get started. Here's a small retainer to keep your interest. Generous, yes? Ha! Good hunting, Walker. Don't forget to check back regularly, Walker. That retainer won't fill your belly for long. All manner of work, Rook.
Nisuzi has coin, if you have the time. An honest day's work for an honest day's pay, yes? Musty old crypts do not frighten you, do they? No, of course not. We need a 5-clawed warrior to settle some business in the Tomb of the Serpents. Nisuzi's clan often plucks Akaviri's snakeman relics from his tomb. Good for trading, you see? Some dungy wizard placed a hex on many of the relics. The spell draws minotaurs to the tomb. Minotaurs, Walker! Our soothsayer created a magic yowling powder to chase this enchantment away. We just need you to sprinkle it on the relics. Simple, yes? This one appreciates your help and your discretion, yes? Hurry back when the job is done. Am I sure? Yes, of course. Nisuzi's chest swells with certainty. Yowling powder can fix most things, Walker. Good for keeping pests away, chasing away bad dreams, scouring filthy pots and pans, and breaking enchantments. Just do not eat it. This one does not know. Maybe when Nisuzi grows old and infirm, our soothsayer will share the recipe. She uses moon sugar. I know that. Plenty of sulfur and lemon peel too. The rest, difficult to say. She did ask for a Daedra heart last week. Yes, like Nisuzi said, don't eat the powder.
Fighting wars and dragons is all fine and good, but Elsweyr faces other threats too. You will lend me claw, yes? Already here will make it worth your while. Many Khajiit have a loose definition of what is legal and what is not. Older here included, but some take it too far. Take these two, Zavi and Akumjargo. They lead the pride of bandits on the Red Hand's Run. Musk-arsed villains, both of them. Yes, believe me, all of northern Elsweyr will sing your praises. Those two have nearly choked their life out of honest trade. Also, you'll probably find a pile of contraband in their lair. Skooma packed in crates and such. Smash it to splinters. Swift paws make for quicker coin, child. You've got a job to do, yes? Get to it! They're siblings, or something near to it. People say one is smart and one is strong, but older here doesn't know which is which. In either case, their followers treat them like royalty and will die for them without a whisker twitch of hesitation. I'd bet my tail on it. You should maybe bring a few friends of your own, yes?
What is to become of me?
The dragons took everything from this one. Her home, her hope, her future. Now Urbina wanders Rimmon, hoping to find her faith once more. So many come to Urbina for hope, for guidance, and so this one tries to offer solace as a good adept should. But how much longer can Urbina offer guidance when she too feels so very lost? So many come to Urbina.
An Imperial garrison housed in a Khajiiti estate. My half-sister spared no expense, I see. Prefect Kalo commands a full complement of soldiers, mostly seasoned Imperials and not the Nibonese mercenaries that make up Euraxia's main forces. It's probable that Sorlinia and her assassination squad is here as well, so I advise caution. I prefer to avoid unnecessary bloodshed, of course, but these are enemy forces. We must do what we must to complete our mission. I'll work my way down from the upper levels of the house. You find your own entrance and we'll meet somewhere inside. Try not to alert the entire garrison to our presence, and keep an eye out for Captain Sorlinia or anything related to Euraxia's final order. We need to determine where the assassination squad plans to strike if we're going to save the Dragon Guard. As I said, the Dragon Guard I knew were the Emperor's protectors. I suspect this has more to do with legends that speak of their role as dragon hunters of old. Idle speculation isn't going to accomplish anything. If I were younger... I feel the weight of my years, and it gets worse the longer this goes on. In my younger days, I would have already corralled the dragons and banished the necromancers to a forgotten plane of oblivion. Enough of this. I'll meet you inside.
One of Kalo's pet cats. Time to make me a fur coat.
How good of you to join me. Let's talk. We need to speak quickly. I doubt I'll remain undiscovered for very long. This projection, a simple spell. Nothing to it, really. But that's not what I want to discuss. I'm hiding in an empty servant's quarters at the moment. I discovered that Prefect Kalo is no longer in charge here. In fact, he's been arrested. That's the thing. Prefect Kalo isn't really one of the Euraxians. His cohort of Imperials accompanied my half-sister into Rimmon, but he's been a vocal opponent of her coup and subsequent claim of rulership. Apparently, he refused another order. Kalo's probably being held on one of the lower levels. See if you can find him. He should be able to tell us more about the Dragon Guard and Sorlinia's orders. Wait a moment. I'm about to have company. I'll find my way to you as soon as I can.
Interesting. You're not one of Euraxia's mercenaries. I'm Prefect Kalo, commander of the Cygnus Irregulars. And you're that outsider working with the Khajiit militia. I expected you hours ago. Well, let's not dawdle. You have an assassination squad to stop, I assume, so if you'd open my cell? It's elementary. I pay attention to every significant event that occurs in the region. Comes with my job description. I have agents, spies, and informers from Riverhold to Rimmon. The dossier on you could choke a Wamasu. Now, about this door? I'm an Imperial without an Emperor. My cohort was assigned to accompany Euraxia on a fact-finding mission. She turned it into a conquest. I tried to temper her more violent tendencies, but her mercenaries outnumber my legionaries by a wide margin. I refused to direct order. Wouldn't give Solinia my soldiers or my file on the last Dragon Guard. So, here I am. How about this? You can find a copy of the report in my office. If the information it contains helps you, then come back and set me free. I'm a reasonable man. I have no great love for this land, but neither do I want to see it destroyed. Dragons were the last straw. In other words, this is me making a stand. You can find a copy of the Dragon Guard report in my office upstairs. She burst into my office with orders from Euraxia, demanded I provide soldiers to support her assassination squad, then commanded that I turn over my file on this so-called last Dragon Guard. I politely refused both requests, and she had me arrested. An elite unit of mercenaries. They're rabid dogs that Euraxia points at her enemies. They like to kill, and they're extremely good at it. With the urging of the dragons, she pointed them at their current target, the so-called last Dragon Guard. Well, that puts a new spin on the situation. Solinia took my file. Then she and her soldiers went to assassinate this supposed last Dragon Guard to appease Euraxia's dragon allies. There's a copy of the file in my office, but I suggest you hurry. Conquer Rimmon? Euraxia was sent on imperial business to a province that owed us fealty. There was no reason to conquer a place we historically controlled. No. She decided to make her own play for power while Emperor Varen was otherwise engaged. It was complicated. Look, our quick visit turned into an invasion. Euraxia contracted an army of Nibonese mercenaries to back her up. And then the Emperor disappeared and his empire collapsed. We were stuck here without orders or assistance. Not much. I never got around to reviewing the report. You can read it yourself in my office. For some reason, this rumor of a last Dragon Guard inspired Euraxia's ire. Maybe because the legends say they were once renowned dragon hunters? I see you found the report. Now we can continue our conversation without being separated by those inconvenient bars.
Ah, there you are. And I see you've captured Prefect Kalo. I presume he surrendered without a fight?
Don't look so shocked. My irregulars are very good at what they do. It was simple enough for them to sneak in and set me free. Now, what did you learn from the report? Anything that will help us stop Captain Solinia and her assassination squad? As I said, we were never willing participants in Euraxia's conquest of northern Elsweyr. My irregulars did as little as possible to advance her agenda, and we worked to sabotage it as often as not. Besides, have you forgotten about the dragons? The dragons won't stop after they kill or subjugate the Khajiit. We're in as much danger as everyone else. If Lord Garesh-Ri pardons my soldiers, we'll help fight the dragons. But we're going to need the Dragon Guard. Do you know where he is? Grand Chancellor, I propose that you get Garesh-Ri to pardon the Cygnus Irregulars so we can form an alliance.
An alliance? Interesting. Comrades would be helpful in the battles to come. I'll return to Rimmon, plead Kalo's case, and send someone to help you. Meanwhile, I suggest you start your search for the shrine at the Stitches. I'll take the Prefect to Rimmon and see if I can negotiate an alliance between him and Chimera. We could use the help, but I'm not sure our young queen will agree. Meanwhile, you need to go to the Scar and find that shrine before the assassins do. Well, news of Euraxia's death has reached her mercenaries. For the most part, they've decided that Zumog Foom is their new leader, and they're willing to do whatever the dragons say. I suppose they think that's better than being eaten. Trust? We'll have to see. From what I've learned here in the manor, though, it's evident that Kalo and his irregulars have no love or respect for Euraxia's mercenaries. That counts for something. Mistakes happen. They're a fact of life. But Prefect Kalo is a trained Imperial soldier. I know his type well. Unlike the Euraxian mercenaries, he'll be as good as his word. And if not, I'll turn him into a mud crab.
Captain Solinia and her assassins left the estate shortly before you arrived. If you're gonna catch them before they find and kill the last Dragon Guard, you really ought to get a move on. I've been nothing but helpful since you met me. Besides, I give you my word as an Imperial officer. I pledge myself and the Cygnus Irregulars to the service of the new Khajiit Queen for the duration of the dragon infestation. Then, I haven't given it much thought. To tell you the truth, I don't expect us to survive whatever it is the dragons are up to. If we happen to find a way to win the day, I'll extend my offer of an alliance for as long as the Queen will have us. Just what was in the report. No, wait a moment. There was something else. I didn't connect the two until just now. A merchant in the Stitches was selling actual Akaviri relics. Claimed to have found them in a cave in the western section of the Scar. As you can probably guess, Euraxia didn't go out of her way to consult with me, especially after I refused to turn over command of the Irregulars. From what I gathered, she and her necromancer, Zumog Foom, had or knew something the dragons wanted. Most likely something that Zumog Foom has promised to deliver, seeing as he's still in league with the dragons. I couldn't figure out what it was, but it must have something to do with the creepy floating head that follows the necromancer around.
minions! Add another to your ranks! You'll suffer for this rupture.
outsider. Perhaps you will die like the rest.
Congratulations on finding the finest cloth merchant in all of Riverhold. Thadara can see that you are in desperate need of a renovation. Thadara was wondering how much longer she would need to keep this stinking thing in her shop. Thadara doesn't know what's inside, but it smells like hot horse cheeks. Your friend Rigger told you about the delivery fee? Yes? The courier who brought Rigger's rotten package was promised payment upon delivery. Thadara assumed someone would eventually come to claim its disgusting contents, so she paid the fee herself. It's only fair that Thadara be reimbursed, yes? You can see the courier's invoice for yourself. Thadara wouldn't want you to think you were being cheated. Everything seems correct, yes? Thank you, friend. Thadara had doubts about accepting a strange package that smells like curdled dog slobber, but it felt like the right thing to do. Please visit again if you'd like Thadara to help with your embarrassing sense of style.
Dune still has a shrine to Lorcash, yes? This is good. It is always wise for the Khajiit to revere the first trickster.
Don't worry, sweet boy. Numaya won't let anything happen to you. Hold there, poacher. One more step and my sweet boy will tear you apart. Come on, Milksop. Get up. You're useless. I'm sorry. Numaya grows suspicious of everyone these days. A dragon swept through recently, you see. Gobbled up whole herds of antelope and burned out the larger hunting camps. Now bone-chime poachers pitch their tents all over the prowl. We care for many rare animals. A juicy target, yes? Just yesterday, a group of them stole this one's training whistle to lure out our beasts, you see. We have little gold, but Numaya would pay you to retrieve her whistle and punish those mascarses. But this one would not give to see you kick those bone-chime bastards in the teeth. Unfortunately, Numaya cannot leave her beast unguarded. Life on the ranch has made them fat and lazy, especially this one. Yes, Milksop, Numaya talks about you. Oh, yes. This one's mother's uncle's grandfather bought it from a wood elf tinsmith over 100 years ago. It's not flashy, no gold engravings or anything, but the tone it sings out is smooth and perfect as a topal pearl, a masterpiece, Walker. Oh! Beautiful, yes? Numaya bought this parcel from her always drunk Uncle Baraku. He was a talented hunter when he was sober. Alas, he was never sober. Var. You should have seen it before, Walker. Broken bottles, old ragged tents. Oh, hideous. Oh, yes. Numaya placed every board, hammered every nail, and drove every post. It took 6 years, but this one thinks it turned out all right. Truthfully, building it was not so hard. Rescuing these beasts, though, oh, Zisfo, what a pain in the tail. Hunters, mostly. Well, Numaya should clarify. Careless hunters. Numaya does not fault Khajiit who eat meat. What makes this one snarl are Khajiit who strike beasts with an arrow and do not finish the job. Or trappers who never check their traps. Most. Numaya found Milksop half-starved in a deadfall pit. He frothed and roared at first, but now he just sleeps all day. Lazy, lazy, lazy. The monkey Marmalade nearly lost her hand to a snare. Sometimes this one wishes she had. She's so sneaky. Ooh. They are. But Numaya loves them anyway, even on their worst day. Animals love you no matter what. Only fair that we do the same for them, yes? This one does not like to think about it. Numaya has never seen something so fearsome. Toothy jaws, claws as long as grain size, and wings so wide they blot out the sun. Cinches and jackals we can handle. A beast like that, though? Oh, not a chance. It did. Horns, hoofs, tusk, and all. What it did not eat, it burned. Somehow, Numaya's ranch was spared. Praise Alkosh. Truly, this one thinks there's nothing on Nirni that can stop a monster like that. Oh, you killed a dragon? Oh, Walker, that is just a... Wait, are you serious? Joan and Jode, seems Numaya hired the right stranger, yes? Those poachers do not stand a chance.
Have a care around the animals, Walker. They are as gentle as lambs, but even a lamb can bite.
Thank the moons. Oh, you're back. Oh, the poachers. They took them. While you set fire to the poachers' camps, they launched a raid on the ranch. We tried to fight them off, but there were just too many of them. They took my sweet boy Milksop, Honeydew, and Sugarbelly too. Surrender, curse them! In lean times, they gather in the ruins to the west, along with their literati. You destroyed their smaller encampments, so they must be there. Most of the walls collapsed centuries ago, but the ones that still stand are mountain strong. Let me think. Ah, Marmalade. This one's pet monkey, not the preserve. She's very swift and very sneaky. If you use Numaya's training whistle, the one you just recovered, she might be able to help you. My best ranch hand, El Halem, will accompany you. He has sharp eyes and knows the prowl better than most. Oh, I hope we're not too late. If something happens to this one sweet boy Milksop, oh, Numaya would never forgive herself. Well, it takes years to master whistle training, but Marmalade is very clever. If you find yourself blocked in the poacher's camp, just blow the whistle. She will find a solution. Don't expect too much of her, though. She's just a monkey, after all.
Not a moment to lose, friend. Let's go save these animals. Honeydew! Bit high up. Maybe Marmalade can unlock it for us. Well done. Let's keep moving. Hold on, Lavender. We'll get you. She'll find her way home. We have more work to do. Door's locked, eh? Damn. Maybe Marmalade can fit through the crack there. Ha! She did it. The door's unlocked. Let's head in. Off with you, Sugar Belly. Another locked door, eh? I bet Marmalade could nick a key off that drunken guard. He's alive! Let's set him loose! That's all of them. Meet you back at the ranch, hero.
I'll skin you alive!
Oh, there's Numaya's favorite ranch hand. When Milksop and Sneaky Marmalade returned, this one knew you would not be far behind. They did. Numaya's sweet boy is a little shaken. Hopefully a hearty meal and a nice long chin scratch will settle his nerves, yes? You have this one's deepest thanks, Walker. Milksop's too. Say thank you, sweet boy.
Go ahead now. Never mind.
Numaya wishes she could take a break, but stalls need raking, troughs need filling. Our rancher's work is never finished. From the poachers, not long. From the dragon attack, though, who can say? Years? Your attacks on the poachers will allow honest, conscientious hunters to return to the prowl. With their help, we might be able to find a way to restore what we lost. Of course, Walker. There's nothing more wretched than a hunter with no beast to hunt. They will conserve what we have and protect what remains until the calves have calves. Only great fools would do otherwise, yes?